Chess Knight might not be everyone's favorite commenter, but he has a good eye on powerful vintage interactions. I have a sweet mono white Oswald Lurrus prison deck for you here from a Chess Knight donation, and I'm actually pretty excited about this one. All right, welcome back, vintage gamers. We're gonna go back to what we know best, which is playing questionable deck lists at a questionable capacity. This is a donation deck list from everyone's favorite chatter, Chess Knight. Chess Knight actually top aided a NYSE paper qualifier event with a similar list to this one. I would refer to this as a mono white Oswald Lurrus prison deck. It is very similar, actually, to the Turbo Vault Key lists, except it goes and ignores blue and substitutes Force of Will out for Void Mirror. Now, Void Mirror, actually a very famous card in Vintage, because when this card was spoiled, oh boy, did all hell break loose. Players threatened to quit the format. Shops was going to be dead forever. This was going to totally ruin Vintage. What happened was actually the card wasn't very playable and almost no one plays it. I don't think this card is that bad that it's just like an unplayable card. It's just a very high ceiling, low floor kind of card where if you are on the draw, this card might just do nothing. Or if you're on the play, this card might just turn off your opponent's entire deck. So yeah, I overall, using it as a Force of Will replacement, not the strongest, but also not a terrible idea either. So what we have is a Turbo Vault Key list that leans more of on a prison side than on a combo side, and it's going to utilize Oswald, Fiddlebender, and Enlightened Tutor as its toolbox engine. So Oswald Fiddlebender lets you sack artifacts and get artifacts that cost one more and put them on the battlefield. Enlightened Tutor lets you tutor for artifacts or enchantments and put them on the top of your library. So we have, the Void Mirror is our centerpiece, but then we have a pretty extensive toolbox. We start with Moxen, and we go up to creature removal in Duskrow's Reliquary and Portable Hole. Portable Hole also removes Null Rod, pretty important there. Expedition map, searching for Wasteland, Saga, Strip Mine, Academy, and Caracas. I think quite powerful. Also worth noting that Enlightened Tutor can also find Saga, so I do think that's pretty sweet. Haywire Might, probably not going to be able to activate as much as you'd like in this deck, but I think still like one of the most powerful Saga targets. You've got the Vault Key as your primary Oops, I Win, and lots of ways to tutor Vault Key. You have 4 Oswald, 4 Enlightened Tutor, and 4 Saga to put together your Vault Key. You have the best Graveyard Hate with Needle and Lantern. And then going up from 1 to 2, you have your Void Mirror and your Time Vault. But then I also fit in a Seal of Cleansing because this is very good with Lurrus and can be tutored by Enlightened Tutor. Tutorable and Oswaldable is actually an Aethersworn Canonist, artifact creature. Not always the best anti-storm style card in Vintage as compared to Legacy because a lot of the storming decks in Vintage do cast a bunch of artifact spells. But still maybe a worthwhile inclusion. We'll have to test it out here. And then there's also obviously Chalice of the Void. We have another prison piece in 4 Dauntless Dismantler. This is your answer all of their Saga tokens, make them Jewel players slow down. 1/4 body blocks really well. Recurable with Lurrus. This card has been impressive to me. I played a bunch of mono white initiative leagues to farm some qualifier points to play in those LCQs. And it went really, really well. I really thought Dauntless Dismantler was the best 2-drop that you can play in that deck. Even going as far as cutting Thalia and playing Dauntless Dismantler and Leonian Arbiter. We're going to play a balance just because it's a very powerful card, especially in your full Moxen strategy. And then in the sideboard, I've got some additional toolbox and targets with Torpor Orb, Stonebrain, Cage, Needle, and Null Rod. Needle just being the strongest tutorable anti-Bizarre card. I am going to play 4 full Containment Priests as the best card to go with Lurrus. And that also is a Dredge and Oath, Dredge and Anti-Oath. And then you're going to play the full 4 Mind Break traps. Chess was very adamant about 4 Mind Break traps. I wanted to cut a couple down, but I understand why. When you're not playing, Force of Will, you want to be able to make sure that you don't die on turn 1 on the draw to, like, Jewel. So we have a bunch of Mind Break traps as well. This is very close to the list. I guess I'll just show you the original list that was sent to me and what we changed. Oh, wait, I can't because it didn't load on Magic Online because it was playing 4 Over Encumbered, which is a pretty cute card from Fallout. But that was only playable on paper because Fallout may or may not ever get to Magic Online. We will never know. I mean, we don't never know, but we may never know. Over Encumbered was Chess's pet card for this deck. I actually don't think it's that bad. I just don't think it's like a 4 of. I think it's more of a 1 of Enlightened Tutor target where you enchant an opponent and they get a bunch of artifacts and then they have a hard time attacking you because they have to pay 1 for each artifact they have. Actually, I think this card like makes a lot of sense in the method Chess was trying to use. I think it's just more of like I said, a 1 of Enlightened Tutor target rather than a 4 of. But you can't play this card on Magic Online because Fallout may never come to Magic Online. We'll see. That's a discussion for a whole nother video. Probably a Voice of Vintage episode if I had to guess on Universes Beyond and the problems of getting Universes Beyond onto Magic Online. So yeah, I would say that Chess was mostly happy with the changes that I made. We're staying pretty true to his original vision of a Turbo Volt Key / Prison mono white Lurrus deck. I did like cut flagstones from the deck, so there are some changes that I made, but overall, the same idea. And I'll see you in round 1. Have you ever wanted to win your own real Black Lotus? The legendary NYSE Vintage Tournament returns this June 22nd on Long Island in New York. 15 proxy, high stakes, paper vintage action with 8 whole pieces of unlimited power as prizes. You are not going to want to miss it. Check out more information in the description below. I hope to see you there. Let's battle. All right, welcome to round 1 of our Chess Knight donation deck list. Mono white, Oswald, Lurrus, Prison. We are on the draw, which I think is a major issue for this deck. I think it wants to be on the play more than almost all the decks I've ever played in my life. This hand is unfortunate, I would say. On the play, I would snap this hand off. I would go Lotus, Void Mirror, Balance. But on the draw, this just doesn't look like it's what we want. Perishing mana, and I would say hand. I think there might be too many Swords to Plowshares in the main of this deck. I did kind of think about that as well. Also, there might be too many Enlightened Tutors. I didn't want to cut any Enlightened Tutors because I think it's like core to the deck's identity, but there might be too many of those as well. This hand is much, much, much better. We can play out the entire hand on turn 1 and balance whatever our opponent has left. Very, very nice. We can also play Lurrus on turn 1. So super good. Cheers, chat and YouTube. Sorry, things have been up and down recently. We've had a lot of rough showings. By the time this airs on YouTube, you'll probably have seen the LCQs, which went very poorly. And then I've also had just like problems uploading videos, problems winning. So it's been a rough time for the Magic the Gathering, but yeah, you'd be surprised what you can mulligan in Vintage. Like London Mulligan is broken. I know people who watch my channel know this because I talk about it a lot. But the London Mulligan is extremely silly. And you should probably be mulliganing much more than you do. All right, so I don't need this key to resolve to buy Lurrus and play Lurrus, so let's throw the key out there. I think my plan is going to be balance first, because if they have a counter spell, I'd much rather we get it first here, and then play Lurrus later. This balance is basically Mind Twist for their whole hand almost. So this kind of example here is like the reason that balance can't really be unrestricted. If you unrestrict balance, you have a lot more games that end up like this that are really, really not good for the format. Don't like balance because of this Mind Twist scenario. If my opponent doesn't have a force here, they basically just discards 5 cards for 1 and a white. So, yeah. Really, really unhealthy Magic card, obviously. I actually think as a one of, it's pretty sweet in the format, and I like that it exists. It doesn't always get played, but I think it has a really nice home in these full Moxen Mana Crypt decks. I think it's quite valuable in them, and actually for its like intended purpose of like killing creatures. Opponent pitched an Atraxa, so we're looking at maybe a Rug controlling Oath deck. Unfortunately, I can untap this crypt, but I'm still going to be 1 short of Lurrus, so I guess we're just passing. Maybe I was supposed to... So I played the Saga to play around Days in case they were bug, but maybe I was supposed to wait and do the balance first. Wasteland, okay. So we have no Saga, but my opponent already used a Force, and we have the ability to play Lurrus, so... Cheers, chat. This is extremely... I might have put too much in that. Oh, well. It's a Wednesday night, right? Well, I think we already knew it was going to be Control Oath but from the fact that it's Atraxa Volcanic, right? But it's probably Control Oath. Maybe it's similar to the list that I streamed. Who knows? I find it, like, unlikely people would... Oh, I should have untapped this Mana Crypt to represent Force of Will, for what it's worth. I didn't do it because I wasn't thinking about it. But I should have done that. I mean, I went 0-1 in my LCQ, so I wouldn't expect people to copy it, but I do think that the Oath deck that I put together was pretty reasonable. It didn't work out, but I liked it a lot. I mean, it could also just be like the Maharu style, with sneak attacks and show and tells and stuff. Like, that could be the case as well. All right. Well, let's see if they have a second Force of Will. Nope. So I get a Lurrus and I get mana, but I actually don't have anything to do with my mana. So honestly, this Duskro's Reliquary, if it was something like a Enlightened Tutor, would have been quite good here. This deck doesn't really have the same engines to use a Black Lotus loop like a Turbo Volkey deck would. Like, I don't have Lorien, I don't have PO. Did draw the Enlightened Tutor though. What's this hit? This is exiles and creatures and artifacts. All right. Well, we're gonna go for the end step Enlightened Tutor for the Vault Key and see if they found another counterspell. Worth noting, we actually beat Force of Will if they don't Force of Will the Enlightened Tutor, because if they Force of Will the Time Vault, we can replay the Time Vault with Lurrus. Like, they might just go Tropical Island Oath here, you know, 3 cards remaining, and then we kill them, that kind of thing. Wrenn and 6, okay. So Wasteland lock, but we don't really care. We have lots of artifact mana here. All right, well, I'm going to cast Enlightened Tutor and see if we win the game. 4 cards in my opponent's hand. That has to be Force of Will. It has to be Force of Will now or Force of Negation on my turn. Those are the 2 options. Mental Misstep now. Yeah, I guess that also is an option. I didn't really consider that. Another Enlightened Tutor. Okay, I don't really feel like I'm going to attack Wrenn, considering they're 4 attacks away from dying. Don't really care about them getting mana. I guess I kind of care about, like, Oko here, but they can already play Oko with the Wasteland, so that doesn't matter too much. Nothing. Land, go. Hope that's not hard cast negation, but see what happens. Second Enlightened Tutor after the first was misstepped. We got blue Flusterstorm. All right, well, that is no problem. What I'm going to do is, in case they play a second Flusterstorm, I'm just going to untap this Mana Crypt with my Vault Key. Sorry, not my Vault Key. Well, it's a Crypt Key, I should say. Oh, I think we're still paying for all of this. Yeah, I just have to use my Lotus, which is fine. Double Fluster. I drew too much power for that to be, I guess not power, but restricted Magic the Gathering cards for that to matter too much here. All right, so I've played through the double Flusterstorm. I'm gonna grab my Time Vault, go to my turn, and I can't win through another counter here, but eventually I will. And we got there. Not bad. Not bad. Technically Torpor Orb could stop an Atraxa trigger. I don't know if that's really worth it. Cage, I'm definitely going to bring in. Could consider bringing in Stonebrain. These are all possible. But we have 4 Containment Priests. That's kind of crazy. Yeah, we get Vigored. I mean, if we can get a Void Mirror in play, that's the big way to stop getting Vigored. So I think Chalice on the draw looks pretty bad. Soul Guide Lantern, not very useful here. Might is good. I don't know how many of these swords I want. Portable Hole hits Oath. Dusk Rose Reliquary is a tutorable answer to Atraxa. Not actually. Dismantler or Canonist doesn't do anything, and Dismantler kind of doesn't do anything either here on the draw. So maybe it's possible we just take out all of the Dismantlers and we just leave more swords in our deck. That's a lot of swords to play against a controlling Oath, though. Seems not ideal. I mean, we can bring in more needles, so it's like not that big a deal. Like we bring more needles, naming Oko, Beseju, Red and Six, those kind of things. I just don't think a Dismantler does anything. And then leave our one answer to a resolved Atraxa. We have Caracas, actually, and we have Duskrose Reliquary. That's more than enough. Definitely want to keep in all our void Mirrors for the forces of Will, Negation, and Vigor. Still think a balance looks good here. I don't know if Torpor Orb is really worth it to just stop Atraxa triggers. It probably isn't, but we have lots of cards that are bad. Like this Canonist Lantern, no good. Chalice, no good, really. Dismantler doesn't really do anything in the matchup. I think this makes a lot of sense. Let's try this. I mean, I think we could realistically win a game by answering Atraxa. Like that could happen. So it might be worth pursuing. This hand is unfortunate because it has a lot of the good cards in the matchup, but it has no Moxen. And I'm not 100% sure you can ever keep a hand in this deck without any fast mana. I would probably just mulligan this and look to draw better. Like, this has the cards we want, and my opponent's deck isn't fast, but I just don't think playing nothing on turn 1 to I mean, you could play an Enlightened Tutor, but then what are you doing? You're Enlightened Tutoring for a Black Lotus and playing... I mean, that's just not good. Or Enlightened Tutor for, like, a Mana Crypt, I guess, maybe. And then we were playing 2 drops on turn 2. Is that a good enough? Might be. I think, in general, I would just rather London Mulligan this and try to hit something better. This is better. It's not that much better, but it is better. Might not be that much better, to be honest. Okay, well, I'm going to definitely jam that. That is definitely the card we were looking for off the top. Yeah, but I'm way more likely to keep a mid-6 than a mid-7, right? Am I recording? I think I need water. After this game, chat, make sure I get water. Ooh, okay. I got the Force. 3 cards in my opponent's hand. Hopefully it's like land oath, nothing. 2 fetches, go. Fiddlebender makes more sense than playing a Torpor about. Kind of like this deck, honestly. I'm pretty big fan of toolbox decks in general. I know this deck doesn't have force, which is kind of a downside. It is a huge downside, but it doesn't. It does a decent job of making up for it, I would think. This is gonna be an Oko. I didn't want a needle blind, but this feels like an Oko, yeah. Oh, it's the Dak Faden. Okay. Not that these things are worth stealing. But I also can't really attack that down super easily. I guess we can just needle it. 2 drops are Time Vault Void Mirror. I'm not really sure. So they pitched in Atraxa in a Wasteland. It's nice playing a bunch of basics. A Black Lotus. That is an interesting Magic card. Can we win? No, because to go... Okay. Can't win. I wish we had a 3-drop, but I guess we have a Lurrus, right? I guess we just needle Dak Fade in. I'm still going to attack Dak Fade in for what it's worth, because I don't think I am... I guess... No. I feel like we play out the Lotus, but don't actually play anything off of it. I'm going to kill the Dak Fade in, and then later we can just turn this needle into a Time Vault. Or even turn it into a Void Mirror if we're worried about force, right? Rainstorm. I'm like a little hesitant to use this Lotus when we can theoretically get a Lurrus at some point. Maybe that's like I don't know. I kind of need to kill the Dak Faden first without it going up too many times. Oh, is this going to be a Ren 6? All right, so I probably will cast my Containment Priest this time so I can kill off this Ren 6. I guess I don't need to play around Counterspell. Lose a little bit of value and not being able to play the Torpor Orb at the same time, but I think getting the 4 power in play is definitely worthwhile. Okay. Oh, they have a Force of Will for it. All right, they have 0 cards left. Not a bad spot to be in. Void Mirror. Yeah, let's play a Void Mirror. And then we'll attack and kill Dak. Void Mirror doesn't do very much because they've already used all their pitch spells, but... I guess this means we can't play a 0-drop and then Oswald it. That's kind of a huge issue, right? Don't know if I like that. I guess I can technically get rid of it at some point if I needed to, but like I can't play a 0-drop here and get a 1-drop. That's kind of bad. Like this is a huge problem, right? Maybe I just should not. Maybe I should just play the Tarp Orb. Like, what's this Void Mirror even doing on the battlefield right now? Void Mirror, unfortunately, it's just not a very good card. I feel like I'm an idiot for even playing it there. It's kind of like Lavinia, actually, in this situation. Though I guess Lavinia attacks, so... Are they going to force this Torpor Orb? No. Okay. Well, I mean, like, they're going to make a bunch of mana, but we could just attack this Ren 6 for a little while. Anytime we hit an actual land, we can buy a Lurrus. I mean, I can always turn this needle into a time vault. So if I draw a key, it's fine. But all right, we drew a plains, so I can go buy the Lurrus. I guess I don't have to do this now. I should attack first, but I'm lazy. All right, so now I have a Lurrus, at least. The problem is my Void Mirror stops me from playing a freaking Black Lotus or a Lotus Petal. Okay, this Void Mirror, I don't know. I mean, I get it, but at the same time... Oh, they have Strip Mine Renin 6 lock now. That's quite unfortunate. It's a good top deck from them. Yeah, that's not good. It's definitely bad for me. Nah, they're just gonna wasteland this in response. There's not much I can really do about it, though. Oh, they just let me have it? Sick. That's really good for me. I can't believe they just let me have it. Wow, they said whoops in chat. Yep. I mean, I still can't play any of these 0 drops because my Void Mirror. I should have just... it's not actually Void Mirror's fault, right? Like, it's really my fault. I shouldn't have cast Void Mirror. Casting Void Mirror was just wrong. So now my opponent gets to strip mine another plains and then buy back a strip mine. And I have to play through it from here. I mean, playing through it from here shouldn't be that big of a deal. I can get rid of this Void Mirror and start... I have mana still. Oh. Never mind. I have nothing. Never mind. We're going to attack and hope it's good enough. I mean, this lets me play a Black Lotus every turn, so... Some upsides, I guess. It's not really Void Mirror's fault, right? It's actually my fault. So we'll kill Renin 6, hit them for 3. Or we could needle strip mine, but the problem is it's just my needle's gonna go away, right? I mean, maybe we just needle strip mine anyways. I mean, I'm not playing through this energy flux after getting strip mine twice. Is there like a useful 1-drop I can get? I guess I could technically... I could play a Mox Opal and get... Oh my god, I can get a Might. I can get a Might. So I can go Black Lotus, Opal, turn the Opal into a Might, and then use the Black Lotus to kill the Flux. Or... And even if that doesn't happen, I can still get a portable... I guess a portable doesn't really do it. I guess I should have played a Lotus first. All right, so I'm going to go Black Lotus, Mox Opal, turn my Mox Opal into a... Oh, I could even get like an Expedition map to a Haywire Mite. I'm going to wait until they at least lose their Ruby. That is true. I could just ignore the energy flux and play Containment Priest. That's very, very true. Dak Faden. That card doesn't matter very much. Like if they hit my Lotus, I just kill their Flux. Probably should just plus. But yeah, we could just wait. Yeah, I mean that's probably what we should do. We should probably wait, make green, hit the Flux, and make a Containment Priest. pretty good. It looks like they're on my deck list, if I had to guess. They pitched Mental Misstep Orchard, cast Ponder. I think we win this game. They probably don't have any like direct answers to Lurrus at this point. Ooh, I mean, drawing Ancestral is not bad. They shuffled into Ancestral, by the way. They shuffled on their Ponder and hit Ancestral. Yeah, I kind of like that play, though. I kind of like this play a lot, where I let the Flux go to upkeep, float green mana, hit the Flux, and play a Containment Priest. HS. You can check out the deck list in !! deck. I kept some things you wanted, so hopefully that makes you happy. All right, I think we're in a great spot. I think we're in a beautiful looking spot. Take out their Planeswalker. I mean, the Ancestral does make the game happen here. The Ancestral is not nothing. Another Wren. No, Oko. Okay, so Oko hit my Lurrus. That's problematic for sure. Oh, they're going to make it 3/3? I don't like that at all. You need to turn off my Lurrus. Nah, that's not it. I mean, like I just have to needle this Oko now. I guess they technically have removal, but they don't have Force of Vigor in their deck, so they have like Claim, which we don't have a lot of game against. I think we just go for Vault Key. Just turn a Ruby into a key, and then next turn we can turn a Needle into a Time Vault, maybe. All of these things are probably winning. I guess theoretically, does a mirror do anything? Not really. Just stops me from playing my Lotus from my yard. I think that means we got it, unless they have a claim. Got there. Very cool. Very, very cool. We did some sweet things there. I didn't even play very well, right? Like, playing the Void Mirror was just wrong. And we didn't really get punished for it, so that's kind of nice. Though my opponent did miss the Wasteland activation, so could have gotten punished. All right, round 2. What are we doing with Void Mirrors? We are making our opponent not play while we take infinite turns. This is a turn 1 Lurrus, yeah? All right, we keep turn 1 Lurruses in this house. Hopefully our opponent doesn't kill us. Ooh, wait a second. It's Squee. They pitched 2 Force of Will, 2 Force of Negation on their Serum Powder. We're definitely keeping this with a Strip Mine, though, so... F6. Not a great hand against Squee, but it's okay. 6-card hand from the opponent. 1 Noxious is gone. Actually, our hand's like pretty bad against Squee besides the Strip Mine. Oh, we're gonna get turn 1 Vengevine and Squeed. Not great for us. And Hollow One and 10 power. Doesn't look playable. We don't even have a Tabernacle, huh? Oh, sorry, my bad. 13 free power. I should have known. I should have known. Well, if we draw half of Vault Key, that's our new plan. I'm going to hope our opponent has no counter magic. I'm not even going to Strip Mine them, I don't think. I think what we're going to do is play Saga and try to go for a Vault Key and hold on as long as we possibly can. I have to play like my opponent has no magic cards, though. guess no matter what we do, it's hard to play around anything here. All right, looks like they might not have anything at all, though, so... Hopefully, we can buy enough time for our Saga to get a key and our Enlightened Tutor get a vault and play through that. Yeah, it did feel like Vigor, but I don't know. I mean, we can't beat Vigor, so I don't think it matters too much. Do we Enlighten Tutor for a Time Vault now? Seems like a good use of mana. I guess if we get Wastelanded, it's pretty bad. So I guess we shouldn't have Enlightened Tutored. I can get a Seal of Cleansing, actually. We technically could have made 10 mana last turn. If we didn't play this Dismantler, we could like 10 mana or something. So these Lurrus and Dismantlers hold back the Root Wallas. We take 12. I guess this Seal, I can't use it twice, so it's kind of garbage. Oh wait, I can use it. I can use it. I can strip mine them and play a Seal and play a Construct. That might be enough. Oh, actually, only if my Lotus resolves. Kind of funny. I still have to lose my... I don't have to lose my Lurrus. Oh, they Noxious their Bazaar. That's fine. Well, the problem is I used my Enlightened Tutor, so I can't Vault Key them anymore. And we have to kind of grind them out with Saga now. But with Saga Seal, it might be possible. It might be possible. Don't hold out hope. Also, notably, I can't make a second construct on my upkeep. They just pitched Vengevine Hollow one. What's that mean? They have the Vigor in hand? That's kind of a weird attack, isn't it? Attacking with these Root Wallas is bad. Or is it? No, I think it's bad. I mean, if I get Vigored on my upkeep, there's really nothing saving me, right? So I can go block, 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 shoot. Seems good. Not that bad. No Vigor. Can't make a construct, unfortunately, which is definitely a problem, but I can get a needle. Am I beating the on board if I get a needle? I am. Just seems like a needle then. I guess theoretically they have a counterspell for my Seal. Sorry, Baghdad. I don't die though, so it's fine. I think we're winning this game. Yeah. Ooh, negation is good. Negation is good. Well, to be fair, our Lurrus card was accompanied by a bunch of restricted cards, including Black Lotus. So, all right, so we take one hit from Hollow One here, but we can rebuy a Dismantler every turn, so... I mean, it was obvious my opponent had some kind of force because they discarded a Hollow One. So, like, it was 100% they had a force of some kind. All right, so we go to 1. Attack? Me? Attack into the 2 Root Wallas? Why do you want to do that? I want to have a Lurrus every turn. I don't understand, really. Weren't they tapped? Oh, they were tapped. I had a Lurrus attack that I missed. Okay, that's possible. It's also possible my opponent returned their Vengevines, though, right? You're probably right. I wasn't really looking, to be honest. All right, well, every turn I can chump block with a Dismantler as we draw cards, and my opponent draws cards, and we'll see what happens. Void Mirror probably locks this game out. Hey, look, a Void Mirror. All right, I think we've locked them out of this game. They can't cast spells through a Void Mirror, so this should just be game. Well, I guess they can cast spells and return Vengevine, right? Shit, so we haven't won yet. We need to get their yard clear. That's what we need. The game is not won yet. I wish I could attack, but I can't trade here. I mean, if my opponent simply like goes like to hand size with squeeze and then discards 2 root wallas, that's the way we lose. So we do need to draw some cards that get us out of this game. Second Void Mirror is not it. Guess there's no harm in playing it though. Yeah, so if they discard Squee to hand size, and then discard Squee to hand size, and then discard 2 root wallas to hand size, they can cast them, get them both countered, but return 2 Vengevines, right? Like, my opponent does have a legitimate path forward in this game, and I think they should play to it. Swords is probably a game ender, though. I think my opponent has a legitimate way out of that game. Because I'm not clocking them. So, like, at some point, they're going to get out. Yeah, it's like a Chalice of the Void, not a Lavinia. But my opponent conceded, so we get to bring in Needles. Unfortunately, Containment Priest pretty bad against Hollowvine, only stopping Vengevine. Not even sure it's worth playing. Same with Cage, might not be worth playing. Maybe just like some Needles and Stone Brains. We'll see how many cards we need to take out. Seal, I like. Canonist, don't like. Balance, good. Needle Lantern, good. Haywire Might, bad. Unless they have a Chalice, in which case I think that's okay. Sword's good. Hole, bad. Reliquary, good. Maybe we'll play... I don't know. Like, unfortunately, like, Hollowvine has kind of fallen out of the metagame. I don't think it's worth, like, having specific cards for, but we have good cards for it. So we won game 1. And we won game 1 where they played 13 free power and we didn't combo kill them. So that's pretty impressive. I'll play a... I don't know. Cage is only good against Vengevine. Doesn't stop any of their other graveyard cards. But it is tutorable. Which I think makes it better than a Priest here. Void Mirror is pretty important in this matchup, just so that we don't get Vigored. Like, if we can go turn 1 Void Mirror, turn 2 combo, that's probably what we're looking to do. No. This is Countervine, so it's got blue. It's got basically all pitch spells. Not a Gacklist, no. Stonebrain actually could play and activate here if my opponent didn't already have a freaking Bazaar in play on turn 1, right? Maybe we're not supposed to play the Stonebrain on the draw. That's probably true. Probably don't want it on the draw. Is this hand worth keeping anyways, though? Like, we have some good cards. Probably not. I mean, maybe. It's pretty close, but I think we'll mulligan it. I mean, I have like 3 needles in my deck now, right? This is true. We don't have a white source besides Lotus, but we're also on the draw. Yeah, I'm gonna mulligan it. Has the Void Mirror, but is that enough? It might be. Let's try this one. Put the Stone Brain away because we're on the draw. See what opponent has here. 7 card keep from the opponent. 7 card is what you're looking for when you're playing this triple squee. Triple squee. Double hollow one. Not bad. Not bad. Pretty good. Pretty good. All right, got the Void Mirror in. That's good. I just don't know if it's enough. Might be enough. We could take 8, and then we answer one of the hollow ones. If we draw a Moxen, we can't cast it. Man, this Void Mirror hurts us so much. Like, the Void Mirror seemingly hurts us so much every single time I've ever cast it. It's crazy. I mean, if we get Wastelanded, I guess we just swords and double squee. They still get to draw extra cards every turn. Ooh, balance. Balance. Answer both the hollow ones. We lose the planes. And maybe we lose the Saga. I don't know. This. I mean, I'm sure this Void Mirror is saving us. I don't want to lose the Saga because the Saga gets me a needle or a pearl. Maybe we just swords. I kind of want this. It's like pretty unlikely our Saga makes it to completion because my opponent is drawing 3 cards a turn. Because they still have a Bazaar. Like, I need to get like a needle theoretically. We're still like under our opponent's draw engine. Oh, they played a Bazaar. That's bad. Don't play the Bazaar here. Activate and try to find a Wasteland. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Come on now. Like, what are you drawing to, bro? There's a Void Mirror in play. You can't do shit. Cast 2 spells and bring back a Vengevine, maybe? They have 4 squeeze in their yard. It might be worth it to just freaking hit them with a Soul Guide Lantern. Another Saga. Not a bad draw. Bad draw. I'm just gonna get a needle. I'm just going to get a needle. I'm gonna needle Bazaar. And then I'm gonna play a balance. And I'm gonna play a Saga. I can't counter any of it. I think we're winning this game by a lot. Because now they actually have no way out. Wow. Pretty impressive. Not bad. Not bad at all. They lost all their hollow one. Not bad. I mean, opponent definitely should have been looking for a Wasteland, right? Opponent playing a second Bazaar there before activating is really, really not good. But is what it is. Oh, did you hear Squee? Squee, did you hear? Not Squee. Who said that? Who was talking about who was talking about TFT? I don't feel like it was Squee. It was Squee. I actually finished the season, the set. I finished set 10 Challenger. I didn't try to finish the set Challenger, but what I did was I was like I was still enjoying set 10 even when PBE was out. So I played matches so I didn't decay. And so everyone else decayed except for me. And I finished the season at exactly rank 250 out of 250 and squeezed into my first ever TFT challenger. So I technically finished set 10 challenger, which is fucking wild. All right, my opponent determined they were locked out of that game, which they were in fact locked out of that game, and we are 4-0. 2-0, 4-0. All right, it's Jordan. Okay, round 3. I know that Jordan played aggro shops in the showcase. This hand has fast mana. Not a lot going on, but probably still a keep. Answer to Saga. Double answer to Saga, really. Probably a keep. Not very good against combo. If I play against Doomsday or Jewel with this hand, it's going to end up being pretty bad. But I think it's fine. It's good against enough of the field, I think. Though it's a little unfortunate my opponent doesn't reveal Lurrus here. Opponent revealing Lurrus would make this hand a lot better, I think. This hand doesn't do a lot, so playing against another deck that doesn't do a lot is actually pretty nice. Keep. Oh, that's not good. Black Lotus, you say? Strong magic card. Notably, Black Lotus not that strong in our hand. Black Lotus, weird magic card. We're very strong, but you do still need to cast something off of it. Okay, Wasteland. We got some planes. What do you got for us? What are you up to? Sphere. Okay, so we are shopping. Not bad. Okay. Not the worst outcome. I think our hand is pretty reasonable against shops. We got some fast mana. We've got a bunch of things that can't be wastelanded, so I think we're okay here. We're like a little rough to a Golos because we have to answer the land and the Golos. I guess we have swords plus wasteland. Ooh, okay. Lodestone. We have got no follow-up land, and they use their Lotus is not good for them. Notably not good for them. So I kind of like the idea of wastelanding them here, and then next turn we can swords the golem. But what can they really realistically play? Not very much. Let's just swords the golem. Kind of want to keep my wasteland for a saga. Don't think I'll be sealing away their sphere if they're going to lock themselves under it. So there's your saga. Got a 2-drop. Another sphere. That's great for us. I like that a lot for us. Let's just hit them with the wasteland plus a 1-drop, probably a key. Guess we could theoretically have Enlightened tutored for a saga, but they have a wasteland, so it's kind of hard to do that. They definitely top deck the saga because they didn't play a land on turn 2, so they should just be locked underneath their own spheres now, and we can do whatever the hell we want. Land lets us play any of our cards. It's a land, though not a good land, because they're going to wasteland it with the trigger on the stack. They did not wasteland it with the trigger on the stack, which is notably bad for my opponent. Probably wanted to wasteland that with the trigger on the stack. Not good for the opponent. They are dead. Agreed. Locked underneath their own spheres. A sad and sorry sight. To be fair, I do think they were losing regardless, but maybe they draw a workshop and top deck out of it. So we're against shops. We're already pretty pre-boarded for the matchup. None of our cards are particularly interesting in our sideboard. Like maybe some traps. What cards are bad in our side? I mean, Chalice on the draw, not good. Lantern, always bad. Sword's good. Portal Hole, good. Cannon is bad. So at least we do have some bad cards to bring in. So maybe we take out and play some traps. Torpor, not great. Stonebrain, not great. Needle, not ideal, really. I don't think we care too much about things they have activated abilities. They probably have. I guess we can check. I don't remember. Let's go check their exact list they chose to play. I don't know if Torpor for Golos is enough. So they have 2 Golos, 3 Metamorph, Inspector, Automaton, Lodestone, Null Rods, Nettle Cysts, Ghost Quarter, Needle Cage, Leyline Trap. Yeah, it's not a big deal. I wouldn't play it. No. I think we're just gonna bring in some traps, try to get them on the draw here, and I don't know. We don't really have sideboard cards for shops. We're pretty pre-boarded actually. We have a lot of good main deck cards. I mean, to be fair, it happened to me. I registered shops for one of my LCQs. The one LCQ that I didn't record, didn't live stream. I played a aggro shops Golos hybrid deck, and I Trinisphere locked myself, I believe. I just like didn't draw lands and get out of it. So, all right, on the draw versus shops, we've got Needle Saga. Portable Hole is a great one. If we had a second Portable Hole, I'd really like it in this matchup. Dauntless Dismantler is not bad. This is probably a keep. 2 basics. I mean, it's a little rough against turn 1 Sphere, and because we don't have Moxen in this starting hand, but I think it's worth. Patchwork, sure. This is trigger or target spell or ability. Unfortunate. Key. I mean, we're 1 card away from Vault Key as well. Don't see any reason to needle anything here. Not a strong start from our opponent, but we'll see what they follow up with. Three mana analysis. Oh, Inspector. Okay. Lantern. Fair. Oh, no follow-up land. I see. Um. Hmm. Hmm. I think I'd like to try to vault key them, but I'm a little worried, unfortunately. I think I'm gonna err on the side of caution and just go Saga Dismantler. There's like a lot of ways that going planes past Enlightened Tutor for Time Vault goes wrong. Null Rod. I think they probably kept in 4 Null Rods realistically. I'm already like kind of behind on board to the point where it's kind of concerning. Your workshop off the top. And a Nettle Cyst off of it. We might die before we get to do anything. The Nettle Cyst is tapped. Doesn't matter too much. 2 cards in hand. Sphere. Yeah, that's the one I was most worried about. I was most worried about Sphere stopping our Vault Key. Which it is. They just have so much mana. Oh, they're going in. Okay. Definitely chump block here. We just need to live long enough to vault key them. Oh, can we? We make a construct, we chump block, we go to 4. We enlighten tutor and we get a key. Yeah, I mean, we can. Just hope they don't draw anything that matters here, and then we get them. So I'm going to make a chump blocker, block the Nettlecyst, take 6, go to 4, upkeep, enlighten tutor, get a time vault, get a Black Lotus, play a time vault for 3, and then play... Yeah, we have just enough if they do nothing. If they do nothing to disrupt us, we have just enough. That just kills us, though. Yeah, Nettlecyst and Patrick are just so strong. Yeah. Wow. They have just enough to be lethal. A 10 power attacker and a 14 power attacker. If I had a swords, that would not even get me through. Yeah, swords would get me through this, actually. No, it wouldn't, because it's on this. Wow. Yeah, I mean, they had an aggro start, and we did not have the ways to deal with it. Crazy. All right. Well, the good news is we have 4 void mirrors that we can play, and we're on game 3 on the play. So there's a lot to like. Do we want to change any of our boarding? Yeah, we definitely want Chalice in, and then Torpor Orb, Stonebrain, Needle. Probably still fine this way. I don't really think any of these cards do anything. I guess I don't know. It doesn't do a lot. Yeah, that's fair. Okay, that's a reasonable point. We can sack it to Oswald. That's a pretty reasonable point. We'll play a bunch of needles then. I didn't really consider that. That's a good point. I don't really like Mindbreak Trap on the play against Chops. I like it on the draw a lot. I think there's a lot of hands that Mindbreak Trap against Chops beats on the draw. But on the play, not that good. All right, we're really looking to mulligan into turn 1 Void Mirror. That's what we want to see. Any Void Mirrors? Yes, keep. I mean, I don't know if my opponent can... I mean, if my opponent has a Mindbreak Trap, maybe. But I definitely want to play it out. Yep. I got turn 1 Void Mirror. What are you talking about? They had Mindbreak Trap. Wow. So I could have played around Mindbreak Trap by not playing Opal. I don't know if that's... I don't think that's correct. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. I feel like it's bad, though. Like, I can still lose to Saga. I don't know, man. I feel so silly. But, like, I would lose to Saga. I don't know. I mean, I had Seal, but I have no mana. Like, if they just go Saga Ancient Tomb, I lose. Ah, man. That's so frustrating. Any land would save me? Why do you think I'm going to draw a land? I'm not going to draw a land. I'm just going to... I think my play is correct. I think it's just unlucky. I don't know. Maybe it's fine. Like, I lost the game because I made the play I made, but it doesn't mean it's wrong. It might be wrong, but it doesn't mean it's wrong for sure. Like, it's a lot of give and take here. Like, my opponent has to have Mindbreak Trap. I don't know. It's frustrating. But, like, their win conditions are pretty narrow if I play around Mindbreak Trap, to be fair. They have to have exactly, like, Ancient Tombs and Sagas, right? So, like, maybe it's just wrong. Maybe it's just bad. But also, like, how many Mindbreak Traps are in their sideboard? 3? I don't know. Very tough. I mean, I am very, very dead, but... Like, if they just simply play Wasteland go, Saga go, they beat me, right? So... I feel like there's a lot of ways you lose if you don't have it, but... It would have been kind of hard for us to turn on our Opal through a Void Mirror. I mean, all we need is one artifact, and we have a bunch of, like, 1-mana needles in our deck. I don't think it's that hard. I don't know. I mean, it's definitely debatable. There are pros and cons to each way. I mean, it's not like I didn't know what could happen when I made the play. I absolutely made the play knowing it was weak to Mindbreak Trap, but gave me better chances to win the game if I like played against this kind of Saga go draw. Or am I supposed to play around Mindbreak Trap and lose my ability to ever play an Opal? I don't know. Like, the Opal is extremely, extremely good. I can Fiddle Bender it away. I can draw a needle. Like, the Opal is a very high upside, but the downside is real. The downside is Mindbreak Trap, and I lose the game. So, you know, I don't know. I'm willing to be convinced that it was wrong, but I also think there's a lot of really high upsides to the play I made, so we'll see. All right, on to round 3. Round 3. I have a cat? Yeah, I have a cat. They have a cat. I have a cat. Everyone's got a cat. I got a great hand on the draw. Okay. Like I said, I think there are pros and cons to each approach. I was leaning into I'd rather try to have a better chance of beating a Saga draw, and I wasn't playing around Mindbreak Trap, and ugh, really? The old turn 1 Lavinia out of Lurrus is disgusting. I have 1 no die rolls, yeah? They had probably 3 Mindbreak Traps. Not that we know for sure that they're bringing in Mindbreak Trap against us. I could see it being correct, but okay, opponent, all right. Opponent did not want us to win this game. Jeez. All right. Also, we drew the Dusk Rose Reliquary. You never want to draw the Dusk Rose Reliquary. We're gonna lose this game. It's very, very. We are very going to lose this game. Okay, I see you, opponent. Yeah. Sometimes your opponent draws restricted card in their blue deck, and it's very hard to win when that is the case. And Saga? And Lotus? I feel like this is the only way this deck ever wins. This deck, we're casting Lorien over playing Lurrus? There's no shot that's correct. There's no chance that's correct. There's no way we don't buy Lurrus, play JVP off Lotus. We're dead, for what it's worth. I'm going to concede. I don't feel like playing this. JVP is like a much more castable card than Lavinia, so. I mean, it's probably like the super control deck. I don't even think any of our cards are like great cards to bring in here. I mean, Enlightened Tutor, not great against what they're doing. But what am I bringing in? Like Haven Priest bad, Trap bad, Nullrod bad, Cage bad, Needle bad, Stonebrain bad, Torpor bad. I mean, just resubmit, whatever. Like, all these cards are not good. My opponent's just playing fair cards the deck, except sometimes instead of drawing the fair cards, they draw the Black Lotus, the Ancestral, Time Walk, Mox all at the same time. Ancestral, Time Walk, Mox, There's like 7 good cards in their deck, and they drew all of them. It happens. That's just magic. You gotta live with it. It's been really awesome actually, because there's been a lot of new players playing Vintage, and the one thing I always tell new players is there are games where you will lose, and you'll very visibly know you have lost, and all you can do is move on to the next game and play the best you can in the next game. And the difference is in Vintage, the games that you don't have agency in and lose where you get vintaged, you can very easily identify those games. Those games are extremely identifiable. In other formats, those games actually still exist. They're just less identifiable. Like in Standard, if you like missed your turn 2 land drop for 1 turn, you've probably lost the game. But the game's going to take 10 more turns, 12 more turns, and there will be tons of additional actions before you lose the game. But you still lost the game on turn 2 when you missed a land drop, right? It's just in Vintage, like you go, oh, they had Lotus Ancestral and I died, and it's very easy to understand that they had Lotus Ancestral and you died. And for what it's worth, that's not for everyone, and I understand that as well. People get very turned off by visible non-games. I'm going to go Soul Ring Void Mirror here and turn off their forces and their Moxen and their everything. It's basically like playing turn 1 Lavinia, except it's very easy to accomplish, where turn 1 Lavinia costs blue and a white and is impossible to cast. But it gets hit by a Force of Negation, so maybe it doesn't matter. They had Force of Will and Force of Negation, so. I particularly find Vintage extremely enjoyable, but part of it is because I accept the non-games. And it doesn't bother me. It's just like sometimes it's gonna be, ooh, that is really good. Chess is probably gonna be like, this is why you play Flagstones of Tarkir. This way you can't get strip mined and lose your white source. But I don't know. I'm not. Sometimes you get strip mined and lose your white source. My personal opinion is that you just don't worry about the games where your basic gets strip mined. Sometimes your basic gets strip mined. You don't have a lot of control over that. Ugh. Man, my opponent has had some sick ones here. Hopefully I can turn off Lurrus Saga with this, because if I can't, we're in trouble. Or at least it cost them their Black Lotus to do so. Why are we not Lurrus Saga. I guess I'll play this before I get Lavinia'd, right? But I think that's the mindset you have to approach Vintage. If you don't have that mindset, I think it's just not going to work out. You're going to get too upset when someone turn 1 Doomsdays you or turn 1 Bazaars you with 7 cards in hand or whatever. What? I mean, I guess that one makes sense. Nah, why am I mad? They did the thing I wanted them to do. Why can't we draw Black Lotus? Like, I have a Black Lotus. Look how good my Black Lotus is. Oh, Black Lotus. Plains is not bad, though. Plains is pretty damn good. Plains is kill the Lurrus. Oh, should I have played around negation? No, this is probably correct. Kill the Lurrus now. They only drew 1 card off of it. I buy my own Lurrus. They can't strip mine me anymore. Okay, all right. Wait, this might be winnable. It might be winnable. It could be winnable. Unless they time vault keep me. Basics are so good in Vintage. I would say Basic Island stronger than Urza Saga, but I know most people wouldn't say that. People get mad at me when I say that. Urza Saga doesn't cast Ancestral or Pio. Alright, so my opponent no longer has their Lurrus. They no longer have the ability to make Saga tokens. How do they win the game? Question mark. Anyone know? Any ideas? Cast Lorien revealed. Draw 3. Not casting Saga is the reason it's better. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Ooh, my own Saga. Ooh, okay, all right, okay. I think they are holding up Force of Will, so even if I could have cast Lurrus, I would not have cast Lurrus here. I'm gonna cast this Seal of Cleansing. It's gonna double up on stuff that's happening. So, what does chat think about Seal of Cleansing this Soul Ring so that I can't get Lorien revealed? Anyone have thoughts? Any thoughts? Bowmasters. I swear to God, if I get time twisted, I'm gonna be so mad. Be so mad if I get time twisted. I think the best part of Bowmaster is time twister. I have not felt Bowmaster has been very good in all the matches I've played with Bowmaster, except for when I time twister. That's true. They could have had to. I mean, they can top deck it, not me. Have you met my opponents? Come on now. So the bad news here is I can't make my own Saga tokens because I have a Peeling Needle on Saga. Theoretically, I could get rid of it with an Oswald, but I don't have an Oswald either. But I feel like the only reason they get Soul Ring is to hold up Hardcast Force, yeah? What is this? Sevians? No, they put Yogwill in the deck? Sicko. I love it. I appreciate this. I appreciate this a lot. Like, I'm dying because of it, but putting good cards in your Lurrus Saga deck, I can appreciate. So what I can do is I can play Dusk Rose, sacking the Needle, and then I can make Saga tokens because they chose to strip mine my planes. You fool! Little did you know I could sack my own Needle. Good. People love to cut good cards and instead play bad cards, but we could instead play good cards. Yogwill is sick. Yogwill is so good, and I mean, imagine I had Fatal Pushed their Lurrus. Imagine if I had Fatal Pushed their Lurrus, and they could rebuy Lurrus that turn. Would have been crazy. Okay, so here's a question. Should we hit this Black Lotus, or should we hit this Bowmaster? I mean, if they're willing to put Yogwill in their deck, they're definitely willing to put Time Twister, right? Let's take a quick peek. We know the answer because my opponent plays a lot of Vintage. And they 5-0 a decent amount, honestly. The minute Gusty over here stopped playing Painter Servant, they started winning a lot. 1 JVP, 1 Lavinia, 3 Bowman. Wow, this is a pretty reasonable list. 1 Yogwill. They do have a Twister. They do have a Twister. Okay. They do have a Twister. They also have Lorien revealed, though. Wait, we can just bulk key our opponent, right? If everything resolves. What up, Phantom Man? How are you? How did 4 seasons go for you? Anything fun? 4 seasons, great Magic tournament. Highly recommend. One day I'll return. Wait, we're bashing? Why are we bashing? Did you forget? I sacked my needle. Oh. I think that's a forget. I think you forgot. Suck it. Oh yeah, you know them. They play a lot of Magic Online. Oh, they did cast Lorien Revealed. Damn. I like them. They play interesting decks. I feel like they play pretty well. I haven't been upset with their play very much. I feel like this Enlightened Tutor isn't good. What do I do with this Enlightened Tutor? I can get a Saga. Get a Lotus. I'm not sure this is worth. They just drew with Lorien Revealed. Is this really worth it? I don't know. I do not know. Attack first, I guess. It's a pretty high cost to play a top deck tutor. Right. Save the white mana so that I can play another seal from my yard. I'm gonna play a seal and seal this pearl. Just keep them off mana. I like our spot. I think our spot's pretty good. I've never seen the Dusk Rose Reliquary additional cost be an upside, but I'm here for it. I'm absolutely here for I kind of love the fact that we got rid of our own needle that was hampering our saga. I like that a lot. Those are the kind of like minute Magic interactions that just make you really happy because the game has this just next level strategic depth where things that should be bad are actually good. I just really like that. They take that away a lot in the new printings of cards because they don't let you like target they don't let you like target your own stuff a lot of the time and that kind of thing, but yeah, you're not wrong. Top deck tutors are bad, but the power level of the cards you get off top deck tutors are so high in vintage that doesn't matter too much. So unfortunately, this Caracas is gonna kick my. Oh no! I've made a huge mistake. Okay, I need to hit a white mana and play my. I should have just gotten Needle on Saga, huh? Oh, never mind. GG easy. Suck it, Saga gamer. I thought we were in a good spot, but now I feel like we're in a bad spot. Oh no, you Bowmaster Twister me. Was I really supposed to hit the Lotus, not the Bowmaster? Like, they Lorien revealed and everything after Lorien revealed has been so bad for me. Yeah, but I'm the good guy. I'm not playing blue cards, right? Like, I think people get. I mean, that's not exactly a great statement, but like, a lot of the power of Urza's Saga is in the fact that you put it in a blue deck that has Sapphire, Time Walk, Ancestral. Am I wrong? I'm not wrong, right? Like a lot of the power of Urza's Saga is the fact that it's a blue card at its core, which is, I guess, a lot of Magic cards. Like Saga in shops is pretty fair. Oh, of course they drew Twister, man. Oh man, it's doomed. Okay, I think I actually ended up making a very major play mistake in this game where I should have, instead of hitting Reliquary on their Bowmaster, I should have hit it on their Lotus so they couldn't cast Lorien Revealed. I think that was like a pretty huge mistake. Well, Time Walk makes certain magic cards better, right? Like it makes Planeswalkers better. It makes Saga better. Time Walk is a interesting one, especially on a Wednesday night, right? Okay, no one's gonna understand what just happened because I just started recording. I just hit record in the middle of my conversation, but we just debuted the mudslide recipe on stream. Check that out in the Twitch VOD if you are interested, I guess. I can't. Fifth and final round of our. Oh, my opponent has a bird serpent. Okay, that is awesome. We got a Pokemon battle. We got an old-fashioned Pokemon battle. Love it. Love it. I love it. I have a Volt Key shenanigan, so I'm gonna keep. So far, so good. This deck has been pretty reasonable. Some tough decisions. We got kind of bullied by Lurrus Saga, but Lurrus Saga also drew like 8 million restricted cards against us, so that can happen. Okay, Misty Rainforest, go. 5 cards in hand, Yorion. Fetch Ancestral? No, 80 cards, fetch Ancestral? No, you wouldn't do that to me. I'm out of Mudslide. You would not do that to me, Domatoro. Domatoro. 80 cards, Ancestral Recall. Okay, it is what it is. I'm gonna play the Void Mirror to avoid avoid forces. How say you, Yorion Gamer? Underground Sea Yorion Gamer is interesting. If they let you register 4 ancestrals with Yorion, I feel like Yorion would be better, right? Statistically. Or no. I have registered Energy Flux in my Yorion deck before. That has happened. I like Yorion. I think Yorion brings an interesting dynamic to Vintage where you always have a blue card for Force, but you're less likely to draw your other broken blue cards. I kind of really enjoy playing Yorion decks in Vintage. Mana Drain or Spell Pierce, maybe? Ooh, I think a Soul Guide Lantern's... I think a Soul Ring's kind of nice here. Yo, maybe... I think I'm not supposed to play Time Vault. I think they're holding up blue. Let's just pass and just make constructs. I have a lot of creature removal in my hand, though. It's kind of odd. Swear to God, if you play an Energy Flux, I will be mad at you. I have too much hair. I need to remove hair. Haircut time, I think. It's a back and forth though, chat. I think too much hair, too annoying. But Nyx likes the hair, so it's a tough battle. Pass, huh? Oh, second main. Yeah, give your girlfriend the mudslide. Ooh, no, sorry. Mana Crypt gets countered by Void Mirror. If your girlfriend asks for the mudslide, you give her the mudslide. Trust me, it works out every time. All right, I make a construct. It's good. Trust me. Especially when you have the heavy cream. If you don't have the heavy cream, or like add some kind of like cream or milk or something to it, it's still good, but it's definitely alcoholic. Whereas if you have the milk or the heavy cream, then it's pretty reasonable. I actually got rid of the notepad, so YouTube viewers are screwed. Okay, my construct is in play. All right, well, my constructs are going to be continuing to be in play, and then I'll just go get a mana crypt, I guess. Yeah, mana crypt? Why not? Black Lotus? Sure, let's go Black Lotus. Let's attack first and see if our opponent is like willing to invest in some kind of removal spell first. Oh, I needed a key. Yeah, no, I needed a key. I don't need a key. Key is for losers. I have constructs. I'm gonna keep to it. No, I very specifically did not get a key because it was so unnecessary and bad. Exclamation mark F6. I'm telling you, you make one of the recipe. It's 2 drinks, and I'm lit. It's great. You play Magic better. Well, you play Magic better up until like halfway through the drink, and then you play way worse. Then you play worse for sure. It's just like if you play like pool. You play like pool on the pool table. 1, 2 beers, perfect pool. 3 beers, it's over. You're done. I win. Saga's broken. Saga's broken. My opponent cast an ancestral, did nothing, and lost the game. Come on, is that not deserved? It's deserved. Trust me, it's deserved. Submit. I'm a firm believer in Magic games should end. And Urza's Saga, when unchecked, ends Magic games in a very, very good and healthy way. I think it's so good for the format. It's crazy. Man, it's just so nice. You did nothing. You interacted with me in no way. You lost the game. Good. Good. We're playing Voidmere? Yeah, I got paid money to play Voidmere. You know that's how it works. This is the actually, let's talk about this for a second, because this is the perfect donation deck list. This is the perfect donation deck list for a couple reasons. Number one, it contains cards that I would never register if I was playing or brewing myself. 2, it's not so bad that I wouldn't play it and I would tell you no. So it's like, it's striking the perfect balance of things that I don't want to ever register or play, but it's not, I can't tell you it's bad because it really is okay. It's doing reasonable things. So, oh yeah, nowhere in the contract does it say I have to play at my 100% best, which is also probably a good thing because when the do I ever play at my 100% best anymore? I'm so washed, it's crazy. 02 the showcase and 01 01 01 the LCQs. I think I lost my mind for a little bit. Can you keep this hand against? I don't really know what my opponent's deck is doing, to be fair. I mean, this hand sucks. It's not good. I don't think my opponent's playing Wastelands. I feel like they're playing a combo deck. Does chat agree? Is this do we think our opponent's playing a combo deck? Senpai is famous for making me play 04, 05 decks. And that's after I try to make them better. I'll keep it. Fuck it, YOLO. Sorry for my language. YouTube, if you want to... YouTube watchers can put a comment and say, Justin, what the heck, man? Turns out you have alcohol and you swear more. You go back. Oh, Black Lotus Yorion. Ah. Too strong. Pass the turn. No Ancestral? No Ancestral. Unlucky, really. No. It's good because my videos are so long that if you swear near the end of the video, you don't get demonetized. If you swear in the first 10 seconds of a YouTube video, you will 100% get demonetized or something like that. But because I don't do that, I'm okay. But of course, like I mentioned it before, like I actively go out of my way to try to not swear too much on stream because it's just not very... It's an Ollie font? Yeah, it's an Ollie font. Okay. It's just like not very good or useful or helpful. We can swear, and I do swear, but a lot of that is just like muscle memory. Not muscle memory, vocal memory, vocabulary. 2 minutes? It might be 2 minutes. You might be right. It's but like my first 2 minutes of all my videos are my intro, my hook, my intro, and my deck tech, and then my ad. So like I'm never gonna swear in those, right? So, but I don't know. I think swearing has a purpose, and if you swear too much, you lose the purpose of swearing. But I like historically in my life, I think I have sworn. I swear too much because of like the environments I grew up in, like high school football and college rugby. Those are environments where there's like a lot of swearing happening. It's just like part of like the language of the tribe. I say tribe, but like, you know, tribal language. And I've tried to come back on that because I actually have had problems in my life where like that has affected me. Where like for at one point in my life, before I was an engineer, my job in summers was a camp counselor, child care camp counselor. And like you don't want to, people are not gonna like it if you do a bunch of swearing in front of the kids, right? Yeah, locker room vocabulary, exactly. Exactly. So wait, what's going on in this Magic game? Anyone remember? My opponent DT'd but did nothing with the DT. What does that mean? Anyone have any idea what that means? They cycled an Oliphant, they have a Lotus in play, and they DT'd and did nothing. So they didn't cast Time Twister. They didn't cast Tinker because they don't have a Tinker. I can buy but can't play Lurrus. I think the answer here is Wasteland, Black Source. Oh, what did they freaking Breach kill me? I have a Soul Guide Lantern, though. Like, it's just not a bad thing. Like, reining in your swearing is not a bad thing because it's never a bad thing. Like, it's always going to, like, make it so when you do swear, it's more impactful. It's more meaningful. And it's just gonna, like, make you more public-facing and friendly, right? So... I don't know. That's how I feel about it. We've been over this on the stream before. I remember talking about it on the stream before, but I'm not perfect. I'm human, and I have a lot of built-in vocabulary for swearing. So sometimes it just happens, especially when I'm drunk. You did not just say is planes better than flagstones here. Oh, you're gonna signal the chess knight. Don't say that. I cut the flagstones from this deck so I could play more basics. Please don't ask me to play flagstone. What the? I don't even know what that card does, man. All I know is it's bad for me. Oh no, chat, someone read that to me. Destroy all artifacts you don't control. Then exile the top X cards of your library, where X is the number of artifacts that were put into the graveyards from the battlefield this turn. You may put a creature card exiled this way onto the battlefield. It gains haste. Oh no. Has so much text. And return it to the... Okay. Alright. Well, I am going to respond to that by cycling my Soul Guide Lantern. And then I'm going to have all of my artifacts destroyed. And hopefully my opponent does not mill into something beautiful. I mean, maybe I should hope my opponent does. Oh, I have to compliment my opponent, though. I sent in all chat. Very cool. See what happens. All right, 4 cards entered the exile. So, whoa, no way. No, someone clip it, please. Someone please clip. Oh no! There's no way. There's no way my Yorion opponent just did that. Oh, I've never even seen this card before. Okay, 12/12 trampling, hasting, whatever it ever enters, it puts the creatures. Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I take 12. I can win this game, by the way. I can still win this game. That was not the card I needed to win this game. Wait. If I hit a Caracas or an artifact that lets me get a Dusk Rose Reliquary. Maybe not the Dusk Rose Reliquary, maybe just Caracas. If I hit a Caracas, I Caracas their Emrakul back to their hand, and then I think we play through. No, they milled 2 cards, maybe. I think they milled 2 cards and they hit Galta Oliphant. I need that clip. Someone clip that for me. I need it in my life. I guess we bring in some Containment Priests. I guess. Maybe. I don't know. Containment Priests? Sure. Containment Priests. Why not? Yeah, Containment Priest for sure. Oh, it counted my Lotus and my 3 artifacts? Why? Is it cards from this turn? So like if I sacrifice, it's not cards destroyed. It's like cards. Oh, okay, that's kind of cool. Okay. So like what other cards do we think are in their deck? Like maybe Sneak Attack, maybe Show and Tell. What's this? Yeah, this looks fine. That was great. I'm so happy that happened in round 5. Oh, damn. Wow. Okay. I figured it was artifacts destroyed this way, but artifacts that hit graveyards this turn is an interesting way to word that card. No, I think it's only artifacts from my graveyard, yeah? Or no? X is artifacts from graveyard. Oh, it's everyone's graveyard. Oh, okay. What is the card name and what does it do? I don't know. I could not tell you. It's called Anzarag's Rampage. ANZRAG Rampage. It's Anzid's Rampage. True story. Black. Soul Ring. And stuff. I wish I could Enlighten Tutor for Ancestral, man. I'm playing a Containment Priest. Wasteland, your Badlands. Buy Lurrus. Anu's been rampaging in Vintage, apparently. I guess I'm supposed to keep my basic untapped. Okay. Attack for 2. My opponent got to do their thing once. That's all that's allowed. Now I need to murder them. No, I said another demonetizing word. Now I need to beat them so badly. Oh, Tinker? No way. Oh. Is it an Omniscience? If it's not Omniscience, it's not gonna go well for you, opponent. It was not Omniscience. I have beaten them in the arena of ideas. It was, in fact, Galta Stampede Tyrant. Sorry, friend. I was... unfortunately, Containment Priest was ready for your bullshit. I will Enlighten Tutor for something. I do feel not bad, but if I was to feel bad, I could feel bad here. Seal of Cleansing? Expedition map for a saga every turn? Banger. It's a banger. What's better than one saga? A saga every turn. Oh, wait, I don't have mana for this. God damn it. Well, if I had mana for this, it'd be really good. Oops. Get Saga first. Oh, you're right. You're right. I could have gotten Saga first. Brilliant. I was too focused. Seething Song. Oh, I mean, this doesn't do anything because I have a Containment Priest in play. They milled over a troll, but they can't put it into play. Sorry, friend. Return troll to their hand. Nah. Wait, it did? What? Wait. Is that how it works? If it's in exile, it goes to their hand? What? Really? Oh, I mean, okay. I didn't think it worked that way. I really did not think it worked that way, but I mean, what do I know? I'm just an evil Containment Priest gamer. Can I say? I mean, yeah, I get it. I mean, I guess. I just feel like it. Are they gonna cast a troll on me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're 1 mana off. Do I threaten lethal by attacking or by Enlightened tutoring for Vault Key? Which way am I supposed to threaten lethal here? Oh, I'll just attack, man. It takes me less effort, right? I feel kind of bad now. I do kind of feel bad. My opponent did some cool shit, and I just said, nope. Wait, they're casting a troll. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's okay. I'm gonna tutor for a Dusk Rose Reliquary because I think that's also freaking awesome. Yes, yes. Wow, what a great league that was. And we got new season qualifier points. What else can you ask for? All right, so this deck was fun. I had a good time actually. It works. I think it works. I think the idea and the concept and the overall game plan of this deck work. I am not convinced that this deck is better than playing an Oswald Turbo Volkey Sheer Khan style deck. I think in general you'll get more value by playing Ancestral and Time Walk and Force of Will and having access to the more powerful cards. However, I will say that I was reasonably impressed by what this deck was doing, and I think that the way I have constructed it here makes a lot of sense in my mind. If you're playing in paper, I think adding one over encumbered makes a lot of sense to be able to Enlighten tutor for. It's possible that this deck has too many Swords of Plowshares in the main. It's possible this deck has too many Enlightened tutors in the main. But overall, I'm pretty happy with it. I think it went pretty well. So thank you to Chess Knight for the support with the donation deck list. If you want to see your deck list played on this channel, make sure you check out the Patreon link in the description below where you can find all the information you need to submit a donation deck list. If you are interested in more vintage content like this, new YouTube videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'll see you then.